Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the News at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Frama Panye. Let's begin with the latest on ASU strike. The leadership of the House of Representatives has briefed President Muhammadu Buhari on the outcome of his strategic engagement with critical stakeholders over the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, who spoke to journalists after the closed-door meeting with the president, described it as fruitful and reassuring.
And our children who are out of school. And the House of Representatives, after a series of engagements with ASU and with people on the executive side, we've been able to come to some kind of decision on our part and recommendations to be made to the Mr. President for his approval. And that's why we're here.
So what are the takeaways after the meeting?
Mr. President, as usual, had a very good listening ear, and he took the report of the House. He accepted it. We discussed it at length, the details of the report, and he wanted to go through them himself. And he will get back to us. We have another meeting on Thursday between our good selves and Mr. President for his final decision. And he wanted to digest the report in detail, and we won't know anything until Thursday or Friday.
So any hope?
Oh, we're absolutely very hopeful. We had a good engagement. Very positive response. He asked us a couple of questions in some gray areas, which we clarified, and he accepted the report, and he wanted a couple of days to go through it.
Today is World Teachers' Day, but the story of teachers and the challenges they face in personal and professional life is well documented. Given its thankless nature, some people have said the teacher's reward is in heaven. However, every year on October 5th is celebrated World Teachers' Day to celebrate and thank teachers for their service. In celebrating this year's edition, Hadiza Godwin Ebuni has been speaking with some teachers and administration.
To boost the teaching profession in the country, the federal government announced a scholarship scheme for students studying to become teachers in the country and introduced a new policy to address career path, professional teaching standards, remuneration, management of teachers, among other features. But nothing has changed in the life of teachers and the perception of teachers by others.
First became
the 8th anniversary of World Teachers' Day, and the theme is the transformation of education begins with teachers. Hadiza Godwin Ebuni, NTA News.
To all the teachers out there impacting knowledge, we say well done. Integrity is a great virtue exhibited by students of JSS Gosa FCT as they emerge winners at the National Integrity Club competition. Aisha Ubali reports that the coordinating agency, the National Orientation Agency, awarded the school for its outstanding performance.
It is an environment with every feature of teaching and learning, from where these young students are perhaps nursing dreams to be among the best. As a team from the National Orientation Agency NOA marched into the school premises, little did the students know that one of their dreams is becoming a reality as they get honored as the best school after an integrity competition. The Integrity Club of Junior Secondary School, Gosa, is barely 2 years into its inauguration. However, with good mentorship, the students are relentlessly upholding a good virtue.
Okay, what we have decided to do to sensitize them, to make sure that the moral value is maintained. We are hopeful
fiscal infrastructure, but on some assumed intangible sectors like the education. Director, Universal Basic Education Board, Alhassan Suli says education has really evolved in the FCT because now the FCT has more than 1,000 schools. On the issue of security, he says due to kidnap of students in schools from neighboring by ensuring that the schools are fenced, stressing that most UBEP and nomadic schools are free. Parents only pay for PTA. This is their way of making quality and affordable learning for the teeming population of the FCT.
Access to quality-based education, because that is the only instrument so far available to us. That is the only instrument so far available to us that guarantees a child's future and a safer tomorrow. Consequently, we, as far as FCT is concerned, which we want to serve as a model for all the states to implement by looking at the way we carry our basic education activities and to ensure that we go according to the concern, according to the program enshrined by UV Act, that is free and compulsory education. So generally, FCT has been doing wonderful work.
The Galadima of Karachi corroborates that in the early days, the FCT catered for FCT residents and neighboring states.
Government secondary school, Karachi, government secondary school, Bari, government secondary school, Gwagwalada, government secondary school, Kwali, government secondary school, Abaji, government secondary school, Kuje, government secondary school, Rubochi. And these are the initial secondary school that we wish to have in the Federal Capital Territory. And as at that time, I cannot go start mentioning the name now, but that is the statistical data based on historical perspective of the Federal Capital Territory.
The education and health sectors of the FCT development processes have received tremendous attention from the authorities. To ensure that education remains indelible right of every child in the FCT, the Mohammed Musa Bello administration incentivized the leapfrog approach to the development of the sector by presenting certificates to more than 140 newly approved and accredited schools, bringing the total number of public and private schools in the FCT to a manageable 572. This evaluation by the Inspectorate Department certified these schools as competent in the areas of fiscal infrastructural facilities and environmental, academic, and support services, above all, welfare. 5 new secondary schools have also been established in various districts to tackle the influx of students into the FCT, which overstretches education facilities. This also necessitated the closure of more than 556 illegal private schools after they were deemed not to be operating on the required standards as stipulated by the Educational Board. The FCT administration says it has invested so much in education, with results manifesting in awards from many local and international competitions. Mariam Joe.
The fuel has been scarce, so we don't